You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
There we are. Oh, God, there's still rugby league on there. Ah, what a fantastic start. Wasted Water Sports crew, ahoy. And how is everybody doing? Let's get that stuff off there because we're not doing the rugby league tonight. We're doing the real footy, the real rugby. None of that Ponzi League stuff. Tania Godwin, ahoy. Aussie John, ahoy, mate. George Alarm, ahoy. What's going on here in the chat? I can't help but notice that the chat room is not displaying usernames. Has YouTube gone and changed everything on us again? Anyways, welcome along for Bledisloe Cup number 2. I do apologize for the rather quiet intro. I've lost my music. So not only did we go live and there was still rugby league up on the screen, I have lost the folder that contains my intro music. It'll turn up eventually, I'm sure. But yes, here on my chat room, I can't help but notice that... Hang on, let's see what comes up on my phone. Nicole Feeney, ahoy there. What comes up on my phone? Proper... Ah. Okay, I think YouTube's gone and changed. It's coming up with, like, your actual YouTube ads. Is that what it's showing for everybody else as well? It used to be that it would show a username. So like GamerMel would obviously be GamerMel, but now it's at GamerMel836 that comes up on the chat room. That's really going to throw me off. Oh my goodness. What have you done, YouTube? Stop changing things. Unless that was something that I've done in the settings at my end, in which case I apologize to YouTube. That's really going to throw me off because you know how it is. I start to get to know people based on their usernames. And some of you have been with me for years. And now it feels like I'm going to have to find some, learn something new. And you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so they say. Oh, I'm going to be in a spot of bother here. Okay. If I know you quite well because you are a long-time follower on the channel, I do apologize. I may not remember you tonight because YouTube's gone and thrown a spanner in the works. I'm sure that's the first and only, well, hopefully the only time that that's happened. But anyways, not to worry. We'll do our best. Yes, I apologize if I obviously know you, but it comes across that I don't because YouTube's changed all the names on us. All right, let's get down to business. Wasted Water Sports covering Bledisloe Cup number 2. The Bledisloe Cup is safe and sound in New Zealand hands once again. I mean, that's about year number 365 that the All Blacks have held on to it. But the Rugby Championship is still up for grabs. Kind of. I mean, ultimately, no matter what happens here, whether the All Blacks win or whether Australia win with a bonus point, they need to win with a bonus point, I do believe. No matter what happens, both teams need Argentina to knock off South Africa later tonight. And that game will be coming up immediately after this one. Because I think it's been played... Now, did I see this correctly? That Argentina are playing the Springboks in the final Rugby Championship game in London? Have I seen that correctly, or am I making things up? But either way, it needs to be a Pumas victory, keep the Rugby Championship alive. It's quite simple for South Africa. The Springboks win. They win the Rugby Championship for 2025. The All Blacks win. They go to the top of the table temporarily. Same with the Wallabies. I think the only team now that really has nothing to play for is Los Pumas, unfortunately, because I feel like I'm really disappointed for the Pumas because I feel like they've had one of their best seasons as far as their on-field performances go, yet they just haven't quite pulled off the results. Tanya Godwin says it's okay. It's been played at Twickenham, a very famous stadium. Gamer Mel, you're officially going tomorrow to the game. Very nice. I hope you enjoy yourself, and hopefully it's a good result for everybody. Rugby League wins when the Broncos lose. ARW, ahoy, mate. Oh, it's a ghastly stadium, says Tanya Godwin. Okay. It's fair. I was correct in saying it's fairly well renowned worldwide, right? Like, it has fame. Maybe it's got fame for all the wrong reasons. Maybe it's got fame for being ghastly. That's hilarious. I've obviously never been there, so I don't know. We are counting down to kickoff in this one. George Alarm, your prediction is Australia will win by 16 points. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it because the last time that these two teams met in Perth, it was one-way traffic and it was the Wallabies with a dominant victory. But, now there was a but. I do believe the All Blacks had a player sent off relatively early in the contest in that one, like red-carded. Not just sit down for 10. It was a full-blown red card, and Australia just absolutely ran riot, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the other thing is it's wet. It is pissing down rain over there in Perth. So, as we know, rain really does sort of even things up a little bit. We see it in the league all the time. We see it in Union as well. The rain just evens things up a little bit, and it also is why I've kind of steered clear. You might notice in my same game multi, I've brought it down to 3 legs. I usually do 4 legs. I've resisted the temptation here, and I've kept it at 3 legs. And you'll notice that I've also done, rather than going all try scorers, I've put in an All Blacks covering of the line, -3.5. So I do think the All Blacks will win. I think that they'll win pretty comfortably too. 3.5 is, man, it's just a real indication of where things are at the moment for the All Blacks. And also the improvement of the Wallabies. That line, when was the last time that you ever saw bookies giving such a close margin? -3.5. That was insane. I could have gone a little bit higher even. Who have we got there? The Neutralizer, ahoy. And Henzy Penzy, ahoy. For and against going to be the difference this week. Yes, very tight at the top of the table. Tight like a tiger. Right, let's see. Rugby Championship table. So this is where we're at with things right now. South Africa on top, 15 points. A plus 55 points differential. New Zealand in second place on 14 points with a -6 points differential. Australia in third on 11 with a positive 1 points differential. And poor old Argentina, like I said, I feel so bad for them because they have had, I think, a pretty good season overall, but just very little to show for it. 9 points and a -50. Mind you, I mean, they did get spanked the other week, in fairness. So they fell off a cliff after half time, and the Springboks just ran riot. Neutralizer says Aussies for the win. Yeah, I think, in all honesty, there's just been a little bit too much made of the last time out. The last time out at Perth. this happened. But that's just my 2 cents. I'll tell you what does need to happen, though. Scotty Razor Robertson for the All Blacks. What needs to happen? Scotty needs to just land on a squad and stick with it. I mean, we are getting closer to a World Cup. The World Cup is just around the corner. And Scotty Razor really needs to figure out what his squad is going to look like and stick with it. And really start to build cohesion leading into the World Cup. Next year, there can be no chopping and changing. I think South Africa are all set. They've worked their team out. I think the Wallabies are pretty close to working their team out. The All Blacks just seem to be chopping and changing willy-nilly. And they don't seem to have any idea who to pick and what style of footy to play. Heel fries, ahoy, mate. Actually, I really want to look this up. Okay. Why is YouTube chat showing the at names instead of usernames? It is confusing the bollocks off of me. YouTube is transitioning live chat to show at names instead of usernames to unify platform identifiers. Combat impersonation and spam. There you go. Oh, well, that's fair enough. Combat impersonation and spam by providing unique IDs. Well, it makes it a pain in the ass for me, who has got to know you people over the past, 3 seasons? 4 for some of you or more? And now I've got to learn new names, okay, but that's fair enough, though. I actually, of all the reasons they could have given as to why they've done it, that's probably a fair answer. Yeah. Because you could set a username that was identical and a picture that was identical to somebody else. And you could go and wreak havoc, at least now, with the at. I wonder if we can change those, though, just once. I wonder if they let you change it once. Because some people might be stuck with ones that... Anyways. I mean, it's largely easy enough to figure out. I mean, Chris Bradley-U4Q was Chris Bradley before. Aussie John S was John before, so Johnny Michael. The Neutralizer 70 was the Neutralizer. Heel Fries 4702 was just Heel Fries, so I should be able to figure it out. What am I worried about? I should be smart enough to figure that out and connect the dots. Aussie John says, Dan, have you been to Perth? I haven't been, no. Our Wasted World of Sports wrestling co-host, Rick Grimes, he's from Perth. It'd be nice to get over there someday and actually meet the man. Since we've been doing shows together now for quite some time, it'd be nice to actually meet him. King Alexander 1574 wants to know, when was the last time the Wallabies won the Cup? We were talking about this actually during the last game. The last time that the Wallabies held the Bledisloe Cup, Twitter didn't exist. Facebook didn't exist. I'm pretty sure John Howard was the Prime Minister of Australia because he was sitting up in the stand. I remember the photo of John Howard with George Gregan holding the trophy up. I think Nokia dominated the mobile phone market. Yeah, that was quite some time ago. Kickoff not far away. Well, the players are going to come out onto the field. What's the time? Okay. I feel like the kickoff's late. Oh, Game of Mel. Sorry, this game's on Channel 9, by the way. This game is actually on free-to-air television, which is fantastic. because there is not a whole lot of rugby union that makes it onto free-to-air television. So yeah, Game of Mel, feel free to check that one out as you get yourself prepared for your big day tomorrow. ARW, as a through and through, born and bred, full-blown Kiwi, I hope the Wallabies give us a really good reality check. Let's go, Sualihi. Nichols, ahoy, mate. Henzy Penzy says, as a Kiwi, I've enjoyed the growth of the Wallabies this year, the belief, the Aussie battler spirit, but not just the pride ones, but for the win. All the best for the game tonight. Yeah, I was actually saying to the old Panther the other night after the first game, first Bledisloe Cup test, and he asked me how I felt about it, and like, you know what? I feel kind of dirty for saying so, but honestly, I was kind of going for the Wallabies the other week. I feel like, and I'm really disappointed in Scotty Razor. I thought when Razor took over the job, I thought, here we go. This is going to be fantastic. The All Blacks are going to go back to their blistering best. The Dan Carter, Richie McCaw, Martin Nonu, Conrad Smith era. Like, he'll get them cranking over in the style of play that he had the Crusaders playing. Now, obviously, international rugby's a lot different than Super Rugby and NPC. I totally get that. You can't just come up and play the exact same way. We found that out when the All Crusader All Blacks team fell at the final hurdle. So I have to say I've been a little bit disappointed with the way that it's been going. But yes, hopefully this Rugby Championship season has already been a little bit of a wake-up call to lose to the Wallabies here tonight and ultimately end up finishing third, potentially even last. Is it possible for them to finish last? That's something we probably should check out. Okay, no, not really. Argentina would have to beat South Africa with a bonus point and also have a really, really substantial for and against change, which would be possible if the All Blacks are losing and Pumas win with a bonus point. It is possible that the for and against would flip. But yeah, it'd be rough. But finishing dead last could be the ultimate wake-up call. So anyways, I've kept this one nice and controlled. Only 3 legs. Will Jordan anytime try. Billy Pollard anytime try. And the All Blacks to cover the -3.5 line. Nice and simple. Aussie John. Dan, can I please share with you in the chat how I'm feeling? Absolutely. I hope it's hardcore. I hope you're feeling pretty hardcore. I thought about throwing Harry Potter in there. A little bit of Harry Potter magic. I love that line. But the wet conditions, I mean, it is absolutely pissing down. Oh!
Good news, everyone!
Good news. Aussie John is feeling very hardcore.
You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
That's what I like to hear. I hope everybody else is feeling pretty hardcore as well. We got a big night coming up. Bledisloe Cup number 2, and then after this, Pumas versus Springboks in the final game of the Rugby Championship. It'll be interesting. All the Springboks have to do is win, and the Rugby Championship for 2025 is theirs. But before all that, here come the teams out onto the field for Bledisloe number 2. Now, remember, the Bledisloe Cup trophy already secured by New Zealand. So it's just the Rugby Championship to play for. Tania Godwin says Peter O'Mahony is on a recent podcast of The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby saying Rassie is completely mad, a total nutter. And you hear that all the time, Tania, all the time. Any interview, anywhere in the world, whoever's talking about Rassie says that he is a complete and total nutter. The Mad Hatter of the rugby world. Remember, That really, really wild. Who was that really, really wild Springboks coach? He would just say and do the most bizarre stuff. God, I must know now. Springboks coaches. His name escapes me. But yeah, he used to come out in the press and say all the most bizarre stuff. Dan Jam, ahoy, mate. Was it Peter de Villiers? Peter de Villiers. Now, he was a nutter. The teams are out. They're lined up. The anthem taking place. So, Dan Jam, in case you missed the news, YouTube have rolled out on all the chats. Usernames are gone. They show the actual @ handle instead of the usernames now. Usernames have been scrubbed because of spam and impersonation. I've got to get to know everybody's @ symbols now, and thankfully, a lot of you have very recognizable @ symbols. Bobby, ahoy, mate. How you doing tonight? Pretty hardcore, I hope. Dan Jam's on his way home to watch his home team in the rugby. First time in years. Oh, very nice. Hope you enjoy that, mate. David Tuakata, go Blacks and go Storm. Ahoy, mate. Craig Howarth, ahoy. Okay, this isn't too bad. This isn't as confusing as I thought it would be. It seems like most people have connected @ handles that are very, very similar to what their usernames were anyway, so that's cool. I don't need to worry so much. Luke, ahoy, mate. Australia, go, says Luke. All right, while they're doing the anthems, I ran out of time today. I was up till about 3 or 4 a.m. working on my store. And, yeah, I sort of overslept. And as a result of that, I don't have all my screens quite set up properly. So while they're doing the anthems, and then immediately following the anthems, of course, will be the haka, we can get this sorted. That is not a very fitting dress for singing the anthem at the rugby when it's pissing down rain. Actually, it seems like the rain might have subsided a little bit. Some interesting trivia for us from Aussie John. The national anthem of New Zealand is one of the few left that sings God's name. Ah, there you go. Is that because other countries have taken it out, or I'm not familiar enough with all the national anthems of the world to know? Tanya Godwin, you got up at 4 a.m. Oh, wow. So you got up right when I was going to bed. Dan Jam says ours most certainly does every single line. There you go. All right, it's haka time. This is always exciting. You know what? I thought when the All Blacks first unveiled Kapaongo and changed the haka, essentially, I thought, being a little bit of a traditionalist, it didn't sit well with me. But now, all these years on, it is kind of exciting to go, okay, which one are they going to pull out? Which one are they going to do tonight? Because it usually tells you just how big the game is in the mind of the players. Because that's what, when it first started, it was very, very, very personal and meaningful to that particular group of players. And it just persisted on, and it got pulled out at big, big games. So you always sort of knew, okay, they're taking this very, very seriously when they would pull out Kapaongo. Let's see. Cody Taylor back leading the way, of course. Both teams have got their game faces on. And that seems like a pretty clear indication Kapaongo is on its way. When they drop down to the knee like that. We're just taking it all in. Forgive the radio silence. We're just in the moment here. Yes. All right, game time. Wallabies, All Blacks, Bledisloe Cup number 2 for what it's worth. But the Rugby Championship is still well and truly alive and up for grabs. I can also bring up the Twitch chat. So for those who might have missed it at the top of the stream, YouTube has changed the chat rooms on us. So if I do appear to have forgotten you, that is just me processing your name again, learning it all over again. Who have we got here over on the Twitch chat? Ahoy, let me just expand it. Ahoy, Base Tie. All Blacks, 850 on the All Blacks to win by 20 plus. Ooh. You know, the rain's going to make that difficult, but I'll be cheering for you, Bays. Hopefully that comes across and comes off and gets across the line for you. All Blacks need 60. Yes, look at that. The rain still hanging about. How did that lady stay out there in that dress to perform the... I'm actually mighty impressed by that. Referee, Matthew Carley from England. And it's the All Blacks who will kick us off. Craig Howard says, I must say that all the Polynesian countries have very impressive war dances to start their games with. I love when like Tonga and Fiji play and stuff like that, and they do it simultaneously. As Damien McKenzie kicks it just inside the Wallabies 22. And it's a good kick chase as well, keeping the Wallabies pinned down. Where they'll look to, well, they're going to set up another ruck here before thinking about clearing. Jake Gordon, the starting number 9 this week. And he'll be setting up the box kick. This is a little bit of a weakness, I think, personally, for the Wallabies. As the box kick finds touch. I understand that he might be injured at the moment. Our mate, Tate McDermott, and he had a bit of a shocker the other week as well, didn't he? I think, yes, he did. He left the field injured, didn't he? Very, very early on. Early line-out win here for the All Blacks and into midfield for Quint Tupai. They're 40 meters out here from the Wallabies line in midfield. Spreading it to the left with quick hands and some space opens up now. Roygaard back into midfield. McKenzie to Sarvea. Lakai drives it up the middle. A minute gone. No score in this one, of course, and the Wallabies in over the top of it. Secure the turnover. It's big Will Skelton. That is a big, big frame to try and remove from the ruck area. And he's having words with Cam Roigard. I don't know why. That doesn't make you tough, Will. The biggest bloke on the field getting in the face of the smallest bloke on the field is not impressive at all, Will. And an early warning here to the All Blacks. The referee, you need to control your play. And the penalty's been reversed. The penalty has been reversed here. I'm assuming because of what happened off the ball. Skelton initially gets the turnover and then unnecessary. Yeah, that's what the penalty reversal's for. Completely unnecessary there from Will Skelton after the fact. Cam Roigard was doing nothing. And he's given him a thump after winning the penalty, which gets it overturned, and this is kickable. 45 metres out, right in front, Damien McKenzie, the smiling assassin, steps up. Well, silliness. Such fantastic work from Will Skelton. Immediately turns into silliness. Early points opportunity now for the All Blacks. McKenzie smiles, moves in, strikes it. It's hooking, it's bending, and it bends away past the upright. He's missed his first one. And Scotty Razor looks a bit worried about that. Like, oh, maybe he feels like points are at a premium tonight. So to have missed that early one. Does Australia go short here? Back into midfield. Quick hands. Skelton charges into Fletcher Newell. But it's still there now. Out to the left they go. Edmund feeds the ball on. Staying on the short side. Edmund dummies. Takes the line on. Nobody falls for the dummy. Told to use it. And the box kick from Jake Gordon. Up over halfway, easy take at the back. And Mackenzie's crunched in the back as he lands to ground. Scott Barrett, the short ball popped up is spilt. And it falls for the Wallabies. Harry Potter gets away from one. Spins out of another tackle. Gives it off in field. Skelton picked up and dumped. He wasn't expecting the hit. Edmund onto Slipper. Goes out the back now for Ikitau. Sualihi with the cutout pass over the top to Dungunu. Dungunu offloads back to Edmund. Keeping the ball alive here, the Wallabies, but not making a lot of progress. They're still on halfway. Slipper a little isolated, but it's a good clean out. Back down the short side. The flick pass goes around the back to nobody, but they've created space now, the Wallabies, somehow, as they break away down the left edge. 22 metres out now, the Wallabies. Ikitau, penalty advantage, 5 phases in. They're inside the All Blacks 22. Here they come, the Wallabies. Edmund, out the back it goes. Jorgensen steps off the right, but he's brought down. A great tackle there by Tupaia. Frost keeps the ball alive. Edmund wraps around. This is slick handling from the Wallabies, especially in wet conditions. Ikitau inside to Gordon, crunched in the tackle. Isolated and spills it. And we come back for the penalty. The All Blacks were offside. Everybody can take a breath. Mookie, ahoy mate. Craig Howarth, you remember a rugby match between Tonga and Samoa in the late 90s. And it was so impressive to watch. You felt sorry for the referee. They're going to have a shot at the 3 here, the Wallabies. Damien McKenzie's already missed one. Tate Edmund to step up from a much easier position. It was an opportunistic break down the left edge. Wallabies with the opportunity here to take an early lead. We've got Bay's Tie over on the Twitch chat with $850 on the All Blacks to win by 20 plus. I've got Will Jordan, Billy Pollard, and the All Blacks to cover the 3.5 line. A little bit safer, I think, than successful there from Tane Edmund. And the Wallabies lead this one early, 3-0. And they've lost it from the kickoff. Knock-on advantage here to the All Blacks. Loose pass out the back, dived on by Sualihi. And we'll come back for the scrum. Oh, it's a penalty. Playing the scrum half. Well, there was originally a knock-on advantage. It's been upgraded to a penalty. And they're going to put this into the corner, the All Blacks. Well, I don't understand that, really. Yes, Damian McKenzie missed his first kicker penalty goal. Maybe not backing himself. It's pretty far out to the right. Only about 22 metres out, though. Anyway, they've gone for the line out. And the rolling maul is set. Fabian Holland brings it down. Roygaard releases it early. Tupaia crashes into the line. Tupaia still fighting his way. They're half a metre out here, the All Blacks. The pick and go. He's got to the line and scored. Who was it? The pick and go was the option, and he's burrowed under whoever it is. Who's come up with it? Claiming the try is Leroy Carter, I think. Claiming the try. What was he even doing in there? And it was indeed Leroy Carter. Digs it out, burrows under and gets to the line. The All Blacks, they back themselves to score, and they've done it. 5-3, they lead with the kick to come. Now, that was an interesting call because Damian McKenzie from 45 out right in front. They had a shot at the 3. McKenzie misses off to the left. They got the penalty 22 out, about 5-10 in from touch, and they knocked it back. Well, that decision has been justified as the All Blacks take a 7-3 lead. Leroy Carter with the try. Let's see. How's this screen going to go today? Is this not updated at all? Oh, God. I'm going to have to set up my own. I'm going to have to set up my own things, I think, because this game's back underway. And the clearing kick from the All Blacks up to halfway gives the ball back to the Wallabies. 40 out from the All Blacks line. Wilson out the back to Edmund. Dummies. Steps back in field, and he's a little isolated here. Over the top was Tamati Williams, who then falls across the wrong side of the ruck. And that'll be a penalty now to Australia. They'll have a shot at 3. Try and wrestle some points back. Aussie John, last night you attempted to apply for an upgrade. Aussie broadband fibre to the home, but their system would not allow it. That's no good. Craig Howarth says, the difference between league and union. No bunker. No bunker to overturn the decision. Kane Edmund from right out in front. Strikes it well. It's on target. And it is 7-6. Keyboard, H9Q, ahoy mate. Australia just beat the Kiwis in the T20. There you go. T20 cricket series, of course, happening at the moment. Australia and New Zealand as the All Blacks get us back underway. The kickoff inside the 22 to Dungunu. He'll set it up now just outside the red zone. Gordon to Wilson. Wants another ruck. The box kick is set. Gordon will dig it out and have a crack now. Sends it high. Not a lot of distance on it. And it's lost forward by the All Blacks. Falls for the Wallabies. No call from the officials, but they've got the ball anyway, the Wallabies. Skelton rumbles it up. Gordon with a double pump out into midfield. Quick hands now. Sualihi to Edmund. Jorgensen now. Back off the right. Oh, he's looking very threatening, Maxi Jorgensen. Now they go to the opposite edge. Just edge-to-edge stuff here from the Wallabies. Slick hands in these conditions. Remember, it was absolutely hammering down rain. Cut out pass over the top, creates some space. Jorgensen back on the inside. Gives it up to Dungunu. Pops it back inside for McWright. Oh, this is quick. This is rugby sevens here from the Wallabies. This is a very exciting style of rugby they're playing. Wilson straightens it up. They're back inside the All Blacks half. Threatening. Quick hands again and numbers down the left. Dungunu bobbles it. Gets the offload away. Back inside it goes for Harry Potter. Beats one. Heads sideways infield. The offload. Skelton pops it up for Slipper. Keeping the ball alive. Slipper has surely got to the line. Ikitau now burrows under. Centimetres away here, the Wallabies. This is really impressive play. The pick and go and getting himself to the line for the try. Keeping it in tight to the ruck. The Wallabies have scored. I haven't seen who it is just yet. Up with the ball is Ala Alatoa, the big prop. They're going to have a TMO check. There might have been a knock-on or a forward pass over here, the other side of the field. I tell you what, the quick hands of the Wallabies, this is reminiscent of, I don't want to overstate it, but these offloads and the quick hands and the end-to-end stuff, this is very reminiscent of the Ella era. All right, here's what we're looking at all the way back. Oh, a neck roll. Oh, Geordie Barrett has just been crocodile rolled over and almost broken his leg, and this will be no try, and it'll come back for an All Blacks penalty. Well, that's unfortunate, but silly stuff there from Hooper, and this will be no try, and it will come back for an All Blacks penalty. That was such an impressive sequence of play, but unfortunately, this try will get scrubbed out. And it's going to be a yellow card. A yellow card to boot. Tom Hooper with an illegal clean-out. Scrub that try off. That's unfortunate because that was such an impressive sequence of play. The ball handling and the quick ball movement here from the Wallabies, especially in these conditions, and it's all been undone with a little bit of ill discipline at the ruck. Oh, poor Geordie Barrett's nearly had his leg snapped in half there. Penalty to the All Blacks. Looking to chew off way too many meters there. Misses touch. And Dungunu now clears it back upfield. Lands it in space. Sits up for Will Jordan, though, to send it back into the Wallabies 22. Jorgensen takes it. Sums up his options. Decides he'll kick for the corner. Can't get it in over the top of McKenzie. McKenzie brings it outside the 22 to midfield. Sends this one high for Geordie Barrett to chase. Barrett's good in the air. Gets up. It's batted back by Ikitau. It's loose. Scooped up by the All Blacks, but the knock-on is called. Scrum down for the Wallabies. Now this try's got to get scrubbed off. Because it is still 7 points to 6. I need to set up my own scoreboard. That's all there is to it. I thought we had a nice, reliable source at flashscore.com. But a couple of times in a row, it's just been so far behind. I'll see if it's happening externally as well. As Will Skelton heads off the field. I wonder if that's just... HIA he's coming off for. Big Will Skelton off for a HIA. Oh, no, it still says 11-7 on the live side as well. Complex Basic. Ahoy, mates. We're just waiting for this one to update. It is 7 points to 6 in favor of the All Blacks. By the way, the Wallabies try got disallowed. So we're just waiting for that to update. I might actually just take it off the screen so that it doesn't confuse everybody. Inside ball there to Sualihi. The Wallabies go back on the attack. Edmund with the dummy almost scoots through. 40 metres out from the line here. Gordon back into midfield. Alatoa. Thought he had a try just a minute or so ago. 30 out. The Wallabies building nicely. They've been very impressive. Edmund gets away from the rushing defence. Offloads for Hooper. Oh, Harry Wilson, sorry. Penalty advantage as the All Blacks fail to roll away. And they get the penalty given. They'll take the 3 here and shoot for the lead. Complex Basic, my go-to, the captain. The captain. So failing to roll away. And the Wallabies will have another shot at 3 here. Up steps Tane Edmund. He's been perfect so far tonight. Jag Masters, ahoy mates. $40 meters out, 5 to the right of the post. Tane Edmund to give the Wallabies the lead with 16 minutes gone. Edmund moves in. Strikes it on target again. Tane Edmund puts it down the middle, and the Wallabies take the lead. 9 points to 7. Where are we going to source a scoreboard from? My concern with doing it myself is that I would forget to update it, and we would get to full time and... Oh, wait just a minute. We'll come back to that conversation because the captains are being called out here by the referee. The yellow card was under review. That's all. And he was just letting them know that it is remaining a yellow card. It's staying a yellow card. All Blacks drop this one in, but charging onto it. 35 out from their own line, and they're going to use quick hands here. Very quick hands again. Sualihi nearly breaks through. 10 short of halfway. Gordon looks down the short side for Jorgensen. Pops it up for Edmund. It's read well this time by the All Blacks defence. The number 19's on the field, Jeremy Williams. Slow ruck ball here. Cody Taylor looks like he's trapped on the wrong side. Gordon with the box kick. A lot of height. Again, not a lot of distance. It's lost by the All Blacks. Knock-on advantage. Gordon now sends it out to the left for Edmund. The kick pass is on. Needs the bounce here for Dungunu, but he puts it out on the full. They'll come back for the knock-on. The execution just lacking there. With the benefit of hindsight, through the hands might have been the option. So yeah, I would set up my own scoreboard. I think the problem that would happen is we would get to like 60 minutes in, and the game is about 40 points to 0, and I haven't updated anything, and it'd still say 0-all. Penalty now to the Wallabies, and this will be an attempt at 3 points as well, you would think. Joining the ruck incorrectly. It would take a big kick here from Edmund, but he's been kicking well. They're going to put it into the corner. They're going to keep the pressure on here. Edmund finding touch. They're happy with the lead here. The Wallabies, they want to put more pressure on. 9-7, 19 minutes gone. Line out throw, attacking 22 meters out from the All Blacks line. Pollard, over he runs, ready to throw this one in. Pollard to the front. Not straight. Well, they've cocked it up. Not straight into the line out. And that's a huge let-off. Nine points to 7 with 18 minutes gone. Three minutes left in the bin for Tom Hooper. And the All Blacks will call the scrum with one of the forwards off. Interesting. Jordan T. You just got back from the Sheffield Shields. Very nice. Who was playing in the Sheffield Shields? A quarter of the way through this game, 9 points to 7. The Wallabies lead. 2 minutes left in the bin for Tom Hooper. The All Blacks have called a scrum on their own 22. Risky call. It sets. Big shove. They get the penalty advantage. Breaking away off the back of the scrum. Lakai goes to ground and we come back for the penalty. Very short advantage played. Back for the penalty on the edge of the 22. Mackenzie makes sure of his touch this time. He just tried to chew off way too many meters last time. So it looks like, based on the dominance of that scrum, Hooper in the sin bin, the All Blacks called the scrum to try and get a replacement out of the Wallabies. The Wallabies didn't bite. They got decimated in the scrum and gave away the penalty, but they've saved themselves the substitute. As the All Blacks now set up a rolling maul. Up to halfway goes Cody Taylor as he breaks away. Gets himself a little isolated, but Roygaard gets it out. Now Carter on halfway. Roygaard goes again down the left edge for Geordie Barrett. Quick hands now for Jordan. Will Jordan dummies? Almost goes through. Sualihi holds on. He lays it back. And this guy, Fainganuku. I'll get it right at some point. All these new names that I have to learn. Artie Savia keeps the ball alive. Leroy Carter to Mackenzie. And the quick hands comes undone as Dangunu jams in and forces the mistake. Knock on by the Wallabies. And the All Blacks will get the scrum feed. Lost backwards was obviously the call. The big hit from Dangunu. And the Wallabies, they are putting defensive pressure on. Big time defensive pressure. All right, let's see. Has this screen updated? No, it hasn't. That is, wow, that's even further behind. All right. So I'm going to have to figure out my own stuff. That'll be a project for me over the next week. The 30 seconds left in the bin for Tom Hooper. The All Blacks, can they take advantage of the extra man? They haven't done so far, of course. 22 meters out from the line. This will be their last chance to make something happen with the extra man. Got to get the ball back first, of course. So the TMO has got involved. And they've noticed the knock on by the All Blacks. Edmund in midfield. Loops around the back. Onto Jorgensen in space. Jorgensen almost has the pace. But Tupai holds onto the legs. And wins the turnover. As the Wallabies just dive over the top. Harry Potter, the guilty party. DJ Shack, ahoy, mate. Was Tom Hooper sent for 10 plus on report or just 10 minutes in the bin? You know what? I didn't catch it. I would say that he was surely put on report. It was incredibly dangerous. I thought it was lucky to not be upgraded to red. Cody Taylor throws, and the All Blacks spill it. In the wet conditions, they can't hold on to the line out. But look at the ball handling of the Wallabies, by contrast, as they clear up towards halfway. And no advantage played. They're going to come back for the knock-on. Well, that's interesting. A knock-on advantage is usually over once you get some distance off a kick. Interested to see what this call is. Fortnite NBA, ahoy there. Tanya Godwin says All Blacks are used to wet conditions. What's the matter with them? 24.5 minutes gone. Wallabies up 9 points to 7. Seeing what the call was here. Have they come back? They have come back for a Wallabies feed. Well, that is unusual. That is very unusual. It was sent for off-field review, DJ Shack, yes. Free kick here to the Wallabies. An early drive by the All Blacks at scrum time. An early push. Yeah, it was sent for under review, and it remained a yellow card for some reason. Wayne Stretch, ahoy, mate. As the Wallabies put this one high. Contestable ball. Spilt by the All Blacks. Have they got away with another knock-on here, the All Blacks? Roigard to Scotty Barrett in midfield. Back for McKenzie. McKenzie sends it high. Jordan chases through, but Dungunu, like a big brick wall in the way, stands and plants himself and takes it. Slipper in midfield. The All Blacks almost get hands on the ball there. Edmund, cut out pass to Dungunu. Well read by the All Blacks defense. Tackler not rolling away. Penalty advantage, Wallabies. Gordon looks to chip over the top, knowing they had the advantage. 10 short of halfway, they'll get to clear up field. Stay hunky, ahoy, mate. 26.5 minutes gone, 9 points to 7. The Wallabies in the lead here. Springboks, Argentina coming up after this. DJ Shaq, you've got this really weird tendency to use rugby league terminology in union and vice versa. Oh, mate, tell me about it. Especially when I cover both. You've got the 22 in one, you've got the 20-meter line in the other, and I'm always TMO in the bunker. I'm always bringing the bunker out in the rugby union, even though they don't have it. TMO. Oh, I hear you loud and clear on that one, DJ Shaq. As the Wallabies now back on the attack. Sualihi goes out the back for Edmund. The double pump over the top. Well picked up by Potter. Potter puts the kick in, and it's going to be too heavy. Goes over the dead ball line. What a great pickup around the ankles, though, on the bounce from Harry Potter. The Wallabies leading by 2, but it's been domination. I really feel like they're playing the... Well, they're definitely playing the more attacking brand of rugby. Hands down. They're playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of speed. Conversely, the All Blacks just lacking in discipline, lacking in execution. They do have the scrum here, though, the All Blacks. "25 out from their own line. It sets Roigard with the feed. Lakai controls it at the back. It starts to turn illegally, says the referee. Penalty advantage, All Blacks. Lakai draws in the short side defense and puts Roigard into space up over halfway. Lakai picks it up and goes again. Still penalty advantage here for the All Blacks. That would have to be a new one, you would expect. And they've lost it out the back. Geordie Barrett spills it. Backwards, says the referee. Play on. Still under penalty advantage anyway. So it wouldn't have mattered, but that's just one example of the handling as Barrett grubbers through. Gets a second kick on it. Deflects off the Wallabies. Play on, says the referee. It's a madhouse out there. The referee's lost all control. And now he gets the call from the TMO. Knock on, Wallabies, scrum down. Boy, this referee is utterly useless. All the big calls have come from the TMO, letting him know that he's missed something obvious. Tania Godwin says the All Blacks playing the egg and spoon race. Is that the one where you've got an egg on a spoon and you've got to run whilst maintaining the egg on the spoon? Because if that is the egg and spoon race, they'd be failing at it. They can't hold on to the rugby ball. I can't imagine they can keep an egg on a spoon at full pace. I understand that it is bucketing down rain. We talked about it. Pissing down rain it is. Very, very heavily pouring down in Perth. But the Wallabies handling seems just fine. The Wallabies would win the egg and spoon race. But can they win the game of rugby? That's the important thing. For all this domination that they've had in the first half, they only lead by 2. And there's 10 minutes to go until the break. Scrum down for the All Blacks. Roigard feeds. Stalemate as nobody gets the advantage. Roigard brings it out to midfield. McKenzie out the back. But fine. I'll get his name right eventually. Barrett charges it up. Roigard has a snipe. Can't get the offload away. In over the top of the Wallabies. Roigard's isolated, and he holds on too long. Penalty to the Wallabies. successfully scavenged there. Nine points to 7, Wallabies lead, and they'll get to clear their own end here with a penalty. So, every time it goes out, the All Blacks number 11. Fayanganuku. DJ Shaq's my go-to man for pronunciation. Fayanganuku. I'll get it right eventually. I normally do. As the All Blacks steal the line-out ball and send it into midfield. Savia through the hands as they shuffle left. Barrett again with the grubber kick through. It almost worked out before, and it almost works out again. It's a Falcon that sits up for Tupai. Quinn Tupaia kicks through, regathers, and scores the try. Quinn Tupaia, magic. Jordie Barrett tried that grubber kick through just moments ago, and it almost paid dividends. This time it does work out. They're going to have a look. On-field decision of try. Jordie Barrett's grubbered it through. It's deflected off the Wallabies into Jordie Barrett's face, I think you'll find. Knock on there from Harry Potter into the face of Jordie Barrett. Falcon City. And then it sits up for Quinn Tupaia. Square off his nose. Poor Jordie Barrett's in the wars tonight. He's almost had his leg broken. Now he's almost had his nose broken. Quinn Tupaia chases through, gets boot to ball, and it sits up perfectly for him. And this try is going to stand. Try awarded. Jordie Barrett with the try assist from the grubber kick through, then the Falcon that ensued. And the All Blacks somehow have stolen the lead here with 8 minutes to go till the break. Quinn Tupaia, fantastic work. Scores beside the sticks. An easy conversion here for Mackenzie. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, you're kidding me. Well, Damien Mackenzie's left his kicking boots at home tonight. He was right beside the post, D-Mac. Damien Mackenzie has been given the nod tonight for his goal kicking, and he has missed from right in front. The Wallabies now put the kickoff out on the full. This game has suddenly turned into a comedy of errors. Oh. Well, it wasn't out on the full, says that. Yes, it was. Oh, these officials are useless. The touchy gave the line out inside the 22, saying it wasn't out on the full, and the TMO had to intervene again. I feel sorry for the TMO tonight because he has had to overturn so much stuff that the on-field officials have got wrong. Seriously. But anyways, that was a nice little distraction from the fact that Damien Mackenzie missed that kick of goal from right in front. Bengal Cat Chili, ahoy there. Yeah, it's all happening out there. Damien Mackenzie with the missed conversion from right in front. The Wallabies put the kickoff out on the full. The touchy misses it. The TMO had to intervene and say, yeah, that was out on the full, boys. It's been a disastrous officiating by the touchies and the on-field ref. Thank God for the TMO. Scrum down on halfway here for the All Blacks. Roigard to Jordan. Jordan almost has the pace. Gets it back in field for Roigard. They're inside the Wallabies 22. 15 metres out now. They go to the right. Loose ball lost out the back by Tamati Williams. The handling has been poor, and it's a penalty. The Wallabies are offside. They tap and go quickly, the All Blacks. Jordan to Tupaia. Tupaia looking for a double. Tupaia gets a double. A simple right-hand fend. And Quinn Tupaia bags his second try. Have we found our new Ma'anonu? Quinn Tupaia. Too strong. That was a simple handoff. The All Blacks have gone back-to-back and suddenly lead 17 points to 9. Quinn Tupaia with a double in the first half. Heads-up play from Will Jordan that sets it up. Oh, and that's a big fend. 17-9 with the kick to come, and it's certainly not a given the way that Damian McKenzie's going. The shot clock's winding down. Is he even going to get this away, D-Mac? 5 seconds to go. He just gets it away. And he has hit the upright and it bounces away. He's missed another one, McKenzie. 17 points to 9. Well, he fluffed one from right in front. This time it was a little further out, but he took too long. He had to rush the end. Damien McKenzie having a poor night. 17-9. Wallabies get us back underway. They make sure they keep it in the field of play this time. The All Blacks set up the ruck just outside the 22. Roigard with the box kick. Sends it up to halfway. Suoli, he's under it. Met by Geordie Barrett. The All Blacks try to march over the top. They do steal the ball away. Roigard thinks about kicking. Puts it through the hands. McKenzie. Cut out pass for Carter. Carter spins away from the first hit. Beats a second. Beats a third. Still down the left edge. And then loses the ball. And I'm sorry, it wasn't Leroy Carter. It was the number 11. Fayanuku. Fai Nayuku. I saw somebody spell it out for me up there earlier. Farayanuku. Farayanuku. Yeah, bumped away from the first tackle, spun out of another, beat a third, but then lost the ball. As the All Blacks have all the momentum here leading into the halftime break. 17 points to 9 they lead. 2 minutes to go. Pollard throws to the back. Scotty Barrett can't get his hands on it. Ikitau to Jorgensen. Flick pass back in for Dangunu. 35 metres out from the line. The Wallabies, they've been playing at pace. They've looked good, the Wallabies, but... Oh, and now Tane Edmond spills it cold. Just as I give them raps, Tane Edmond goes and does that. And it will be a scrum down for the All Blacks. $17 points to 9. The All Blacks lead. I'll tell you what, over on Twitch, Bays Ty has got 850 on the All Blacks to win by 20 plus. Bays will be throwing stuff at Damian McKenzie on the TV at the moment because he's going to need all those points. Those missed conversions will not be helping. Scrum sets. Roigard feeds. Roigard now kicks from the back of the scrum. Finds some space in behind, but sits up for Jorgensen at the back. Jorgensen returns serve and sends it out just over the halfway line. 15 seconds to go until the halftime break. Don't forget, of course, Argentina versus South Africa coming up after this one, which will tell us who will win the Rugby Championship for season 2025. All the Springboks have to do is win, and the championship is there, is theirs. As the halftime siren sounds, the All Blacks get the ball back. Roigard dancing around on halfway. Into midfield with Fletcher Newell. And in playing scrum half is our boy that I can't pronounce, Farayanuku. I'm going to look that up at halftime. I'll listen to videos of it. I'll see if I can pick it up during the halftime break. Lackey pops it back for Roigard. Quick ruck ball here. Mackenzie out the back for Jordan. Jordan slips through the first tackle, but then he's rocked by Harry Wilson. They're going to keep the ball alive here, the All Blacks. Geordie Barrett, cut out pass to Tupaia. Tupaia versus Sualihi. It spills out the back. Sualihi toes it through. Will Jordan races back. Leroy Carter races back. And Carter says that'll be enough for the first half. The All Blacks lead 17 points to 9. But it's been far from convincing. As a matter of fact, I would say the Wallabies overall were the better of the two teams in that opening half. They will be so disappointed that they go into the sheds down by 8 points. $17 points to 9 at the break. Could have been so much more as well. But for Damian McKenzie, missing a couple of relatively simple kicks at goal. One, he fluffed completely from right in front, and the other one hit the upright from a little bit further out, but still should have been a pretty simple kick. And, of course, he missed his opening penalty shot from 45 out, bang in front. So McKenzie's left 7 points out there. It could have been 24-9. Imagine that. 24 points to 9 would have been so undeserving for the Wallabies and the way they've played at this in this opening half. I'll tell you what, it's obviously not working out for them on the scoreboard, but the Wallabies' style of play, the short balls, the offloads, the quick hands, boy, they've been playing well. Like, I really like that style of play for them. So there we go. Damien Miskenzie. Oh dear. He certainly hasn't been having a good night with the boot. D-Mac. Quinn Tupaia, of course, the standout. I mean, how could he not be? A double in the first half. I should have had him in my multi instead of Will Jordan. But anyway, plenty of time to go. 40 minutes, in fact. All right, I'm going to... Let's have a look. Let's have a look at... let's have a look at this. Yeah. This is what I need. Pronunciation. Let's see what this comes back with. See if it leads me astray. I can't find anything. All good. I think it's Hulk Star who sounded it out for me. Faraina Nuku. Faraina Nuku. Is that correct? I mean, I'm I'm not being a knob and just mucking about. I really legitimately want to make sure I get it right. Damien McWilliams, we are playing great. Just don't give the All Blacks the footy back. Yeah, the All Blacks, I mean, historically, they really punish mistakes, don't they, on the counter-attack? And I can't help but notice that that's when the back end of that first half really swung. Was I had just been praising the Wallabies and the way they'd been playing, and then Tane Edmund dropped that ball cold. One out from the ruck. The All Blacks went on a counter-attack, and from there, it's just, yeah. Suddenly, they got 2 tries. They went back-to-back, and suddenly it just looked like happening for them. So, you definitely can't give the All Blacks opportunities like that. They'll be disappointed, the Wallabies. I really do think they'll be disappointed. I mean, obviously to be behind, but not just the fact that they're behind at the break, but I reckon they're probably sitting there thinking, wow, we felt like we won that half. Really feel like they won that half, but not where it counts, and where it counts is on the scoreboard. A double for Quinn Tupai. And the All Blacks lead 17 points to 9 at the break. All right, Waste of Water Sports. I'll have a quick break for halftime. Oh, that's right. Let's see. Can I figure out my music? That's the other thing that disappeared on me. My music disappeared on me. Let's see. Where's that gone? I'll see if I can hunt that down. Aha! I think that's it. Sweet. All right. That was nice and easy. Halftime here. 17 points to 9. The All Blacks lead over the Wallabies. We'll be back for the second half right after this quick break. Waste to Water Sports crew, welcome back. Halftime here, 17 points to 9, sorry. 17 points to 9, the All Blacks somehow take a lead into this halftime break. Far from comfortable one, though, of course. All right, so I've been trying this during the halftime break. It'll be interesting to see how I go when he gets the ball. Fainanuku. Repetition is the key. Fainanuku. Damien McWilliams says the All Blacks will kick a goal and score a try, and it's a long way back. Yeah, so there we go. Hulkstar was kind enough to sound it out for me. Nanuku. I believe in this instance the G would be silent there in that NGA. Unless the N is silent. And I've been doing this all horribly wrong. But yes, I would believe the G to be silent. Nanuku. Unless the N is silent. I don't want to confuse myself. If the N was silent, it would be Farai Ganuku. Ricardo Gabriels. Ahoy there. Welcome along. By the way, Waste to Water Sports crew. If this is your first time here, we do this each and every weekend. Well, every weekend that there's sports on anyway. We cover the NRL. We cover the Super Rugby. We cover the Rugby Championships, Internationals, or whatnot. We are on the very brink of 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you've enjoyed the time that you've spent with me here so far, do feel free to like the video and subscribe. I don't quite understand it myself, but I've heard that it helps, and that's why people in all these videos say things like that. Then apparently they're not just saying it to try and boost numbers. Apparently it legitimately does help. So there you go. I don't pretend to understand it. But yes, if you've enjoyed hanging out with me here tonight, and we've got a second half to come, do feel free to like and hit the subscribe button. As I said, we do this every weekend that sports are on. Rugby Union, Rugby League, Formula One, professional wrestling. What else do we do? That's about it, really. Big Bash cricket coming up. Branching out, of course, into Aussie rules next season. More frequently, the AFL. I've finally been talked into allowing AFL on the channel. I won't be part of that. That will be up to my co-host, Jason, to look after all that and control that. KML, not sure how I'm going to handle tomorrow. Hopefully it's different. Trying so hard not to fall asleep. Well, are you talking about, are you worried about falling asleep? I don't think you'll be able to fall asleep in a sea of like 50,000 people, or however many, maybe even more people. All right. Farai Nanuku. Dan Jam Super League final next weekend. Very nice. I might have to suss that one out, actually. Ways, ahoy, mate. Second half off and running. Referee blows the whistle and the Wallabies get us underway as the rain seems to have gotten heavier. The All Blacks tackled inside their own 22. Roygaard controls it at the back. Gets some protection there from Artie Savia, and the box kick is sent upfield. And it will find touch just short of the halfway mark. Wallabies will get the line-out throw. Springboks versus Argentina, of course, coming up after this one to see who wins the Rugby Championship. At least we don't have to wait very long. We'll find out who wins the Rugby Championship for season 2025. Pollard, loose ball over the top of the line-out, picked up by Cody Taylor, and the All Blacks look to counter-attack. Geordie Barrett dummies the kick, Steps off the left boot and he's taken down on halfway. Staying down the short side, Tupaia. Grubbers in behind and it sits up nicely at the back here for Harry Potter to clear. Doesn't find touch. Well, he couldn't find touch because he was outside the 22. All Blacks to counter. Leroy Carter up the middle. Staying again down the short side. Mackenzie wraps around the back and Grubbers in behind the line for Jordan to chase. Sits up for Jorgensen. Jorgensen away from Jordan. Spins in the tackle of Roygard and goes to ground 10 short of halfway. Wilson in midfield. Artie Savea almost gets hands on it. Still there for the Wallabies though. Ikitau to Potter. Cut out pass here for Sualihi to cut back in field. Keeps the ball alive. Frost loses it out the back. Edmund picks it up. And it's a very scrappy start to the second half here for the Wallabies. After such a good first half, the handling's dropped off a little bit here in the second. Wilson, one out from the ruck, puts the head down and charges forward. Gordon has no options down the left, so he goes right. Sualihi with quick hands. The pass is intercepted by Cody Taylor. And now, wrapping around is Taylor taking on Jorgensen. Parai Nanuku into play scrum half. Jordan to Geordie Barrett. Here's Savia now. Cut out pass. Wide to Leroy Carter. From a standing start, flicks it back in field. And Artie Savia cleans it up as Dungunu read it well and stayed with his man. Still there for the All Blacks though. Nice short ball there from Parker. Almost opens them up in midfield. Roygard brings it back down this near edge. Carter surrenders in the tackle and lays it back. Just looking for options here. Fabian Holland carries it up and sets up another ruck. Roygard digs it out. Mackenzie. Oh, Lakai bobbles the ball. Manages to reel it back in. Roygard now kicks in behind the line and he finds touch inside the 22. Now, was he inside the 50? No, I believe they were inside the Wallabies half already. But some space found in behind the Wallabies there from Roygard. No 50-22, it was carried back. Big homie Dave. Ahoy, mates. It's hard to see anyone getting close to the box come World Cup time. As long as the Springboks leave out those midfield line-out plays, huh? As Nick Frost wins the line-out here for the Wallabies. 17 points to 9. 4 minutes gone here in the second half. Wallabies ball. Told to use it. Gordon with the box kick. Sends this one upfield. Kicking for distance. And he'll find touch just short of halfway. We got time off here. James Slipper. Oh, Slipper's coming off the field. Shakes hands with the referee. Shakes hands with his teammates. James Slipper heads off the field to a solid round of applause. What a career it's been, James Slipper. All right, back to business. All Blacks with the line-out throw. Taylor goes to the front. And it's released into midfield. Va'ainanuku carries it into Wallabies territory. Lakai pops it up for Tupaia. Big, solid hit there from Fraser McWright. Maybe a little high. Keep an eye on that. Tapped on by Damien McKenzie. Will Jordan to Carter, who spills it. And yes, it was high contact. Again, the on-field referee has missed it. And the TMO's alerted him to the fact. High contact. Penalty to the All Blacks. And, well, they're going to have a look. This could be another yellow card here for the Wallabies. They're going to check. They're going to have a look here. There's potential foul play. Tupaya. Oh, head clash with Ikitau. And, well, we've seen these get sent. He's standing upright. The player's not falling. This will be a yellow card. Head-on-head contact. Ikitau 2 upright in the contact. Yellow card incoming. And he's on reports. Head-on-head contact. Big homie Dave says the only stat we'll end up winning after the game is the number of yellow cards given. Penalty here to the All Blacks. 5 minutes gone in the second half. The All Blacks lead 17-9. Mackenzie finds touch about 30 out. Cody Taylor with the throw. Taylor goes to the middle for Barrett to bat it back. It's loose. Savia keeps it alive for Roygaard. Roygaard goes through the first 2 tackles, but then throws a loose pass that's intercepted, and the Wallabies can clear upfield. Taken on the full at the back, and winding up here is Will Jordan. Jordan puts the foot down, goes up over halfway, and he's brought to ground 40 out from the line, and he gets isolated for Fraser McWright, I think it is, who says, thank you very much. I'll have that. And it's a penalty for holding on. Fraser McWright with his at least his second turnover of the evening. As the rain looks like it's got even more intense. Will Jordan had the right idea, but he just ran into too much traffic. Well, at the moment, I'm going to put a tick on my multi for the All Blacks covering the -3.5 line. We can always take it away if it changes. I'm just getting no activity in the other markets. So let's currently we've got a tick up there for that one. All Blacks -3.5. We'll take that one away if need be. Billy Pollard with the throw. It was stolen last time. This time it's successful. Wilson bats it down. And the Wallabies now set it up in midfield. Sualihi, nice inside ball. Almost opens them up. 25 metres out in midfield. Robertson. Plays it back and they stay on the short side here, the Wallabies. Edmund pops it up for Jorgensen. Big defense for the All Blacks now as they look to burrow in and drive over the top. Very scrappy ball. Penalty goes to the Wallabies, though. Gordon taps and goes quickly. Catches them napping. Jordan goes in over the top to try and steal it, but still there for the Wallabies in the red zone. 15 out. They head back towards the posts. Loose pass out the back for Tupou. Does well to hold on to it. Dungunu with the pick and go. In over the top is Lackey, but then he falls. Short side for Wilson. Grubber's in behind the line, and it will sit up at the back for Simon Parker to ground it. Goal line dropout incoming as the All Blacks defend. Vincent Spears music. Ahoy, mate. We have got a fantastic new song to unveil tomorrow for the grand final. Channel members have exclusive access to it already. Okay, the yellow card for Ikitau stays a yellow card. That is the second one that's gone under review. The All Blacks go deep with the restart. Pollard in midfield. Tupou on the inside ball. Edmund chips over the top for an easy take for Will Jordan. What was Tane Edmund thinking there? Jordan goes quickly and finds touch 5 short of halfway. He wanted that to stay in field, I think. Five minutes left in the sin bin for Ikitau. All Blacks leading 17-9. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Pollard to the front. Uncontested ball here for the Wallabies. Setting up in midfield. 40 out. Wilson. Top down. Gordon stays over that far side for Pollard to carry. Edmund. As the All Blacks race up. They're offside. They've raced up too quickly. Jorgensen now chips over the top, knowing they had penalty advantage. And he's happy to turn that one over and get the call of penalty here. So, what do they do here? The Wallabies, a man in the bin. 4 minutes left for Ikitau. It's a fair way out. About almost 40 meters out. They're going to put it into the corner. They're going to keep it down this end. The Wallabies are looking to turn the momentum back their favor. Edmund finds touch. About 15 out. Big throw-in coming here for Billy Pollard. As off the field trots one of the All Blacks locks, I think. Who have they just replaced? Getting off the field. Pollard goes to the middle. Sualihi with quick hands out the back to nobody. Tupaia intercepts. Gives it off to Carter. Carter bangs it upfield. And it's going to sit up on the Wallabies 22 for Dungunu, who slips as he takes it. All Blacks drive in over the top. Dungunu's done extremely well. And the Wallabies scramble back to maintain possession. That was a huge turnover, though. Quint Tupaia involved again, working his way towards a man of the match performance. A double in the first half. He's popped up everywhere in defense in this half so far. Quint Tupaia, current leader, I think, for man of the match. Assuming they go on and win this game. Jake Gordon controls it at the back. The box kick clearance. Not a lot of distance on it. It'll fall about 10 short of halfway. Boy, the rain has just gotten heavier and heavier here. The Wallabies are continuing to play like they did in the first half. Quick hands, tossing the ball around everywhere. The winner of this game will at least temporarily go to the top of the Rugby Championship table. Then it will be up to the Springboks to decide who wins, as Leroy Carter now with a strong carry. They're 35 meters out here, the All Blacks. In from the side, surely there was Tom Hooper. He's got to be careful. He's already had a yellow card. McKenzie onto Parker. Parker taken down in a two-man tackle. Roygaard sends it out quick for Tamati Williams. Big Tamati. Ways. Thank you very much for joining the channel membership, as the high ball is contestable. Edmund spills it back. A little bit of space almost opens up for Gordon, but now he's isolated. Adi Sarvea's in over the top to win the turnover. Penalty to the All Blacks. About 30 meters out. 5 in from touch. It'll be a tough crack at goal, but I dare say they'll take it. But yes, as that's happening, Ways. Oh, they're going to put it into the corner. They're turning down the 3 here. Geordie Barrett snaps this one into the corner. Welcome to the stands, Ways. Very much appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much for your support here on the channel. You know, we couldn't do it without you guys. You guys and gals. And gender neutrals and dogs and cats and non-binaries and Jesus Christ, whatever else is out there these days. Cheers to you all. Inside the 22. Here goes Cody Taylor now. Beats the first tackle. They're 10 metres out now, the All Blacks. Short side for Will Jordan. Penalties given away as the clean out off the ball. And then some back chat. Marches them forward another 10. To Marty Williams. Wasn't happy with the call, and he let the referee know about it. And the referee just reminded him who's in charge. Marching him 10 metres. Craig Howarth, the captain. The Captain Morgans. Big homie Dave says, big salute, Mr. Streamer. Your work is appreciated by all of us that watch along. Well, cheers for coming and joining me, big homie Dave. And for everybody else out there who enjoys joining me and hanging out for the sports, do feel free to click subscribe on the channel. We are on the brink of 8,000 subscribers. I think we're only one away. If there's one other person out there right now that would love to follow along and join us frequently here on the Wasted Water Sports, we're one away as the Wallabies break away upfield. They're inside the All Blacks half. Pollard down the short side. Lays it back. Loose pass out into... still in the tram lines here. Valentini now, pick and go. 5 phases. The Wallabies staying in this contest. Told to use it now. Gordon's got it at the back and he puts the chip in over the top. The box kick. Is it a little too deep? Sualihi chasing through. What a take by Geordie Barrett, who's copped another knock. This time in the nads, I think. Did he cop one in the groin? Poor Geordie Barrett. He's almost had his leg broken tonight. He's almost had his nose broken from a falcon. I might be exaggerating on that one. He's copped it in the mush again there from Sualihi. And, yeah, he's copped Sualihi's knee onto the top of his leg. He would have got a cork off of that. He's in the wars tonight, Geordie Barrett. Craig Howarth, you're drinking Asahi. Very nice. Well, I'm drinking Captain Morgan's from... It's hard to see at the moment. When I get a little bit further down, you can actually make it out. But yes, I'm drinking Captain Morgan's from an Asahi glass. Oh, who have we got there? Somebody else has joined. Sorry, I can't see the name. Baz. Hang on, I'm going to move it over to this screen. Baz Sned Donkino 1368. Welcome to the stands. Thank you so much for the channel membership, Baz. Very much appreciated. Cheers. And yeah, welcome along there. New channel member. Wallabies with the ball on halfway. Through the hands they go right now. Sualihi from a standing start. Takes on Artie Savia of all people. Quick ruck ball though. Out the back it comes for Harry Wilson. 40 metres out now the Wallabies. Iki Tau with the chip in behind. Sits up for McKenzie to tow through. Play on, says the referee. Jorgensen now kicks for space into the corner. It's a little too heavy. It's going to sit up in the end goal. And Will Jordan tracks back and lets it go dead. They'll come all the way back for a scrum from where it was kicked. Jorgensen on halfway. Unlucky as that ball just continued to bounce forward and forward and forward. 17 points to 9 as the All Blacks are struggling to pull away. The Wallabies continue to dominate possession, but they just can't make anything stick at the moment here in the second half. Big homie Dave says needs someone to step up and make something happen here. Both teams are sort of relying on that person to step up and kick something into gear here. 57 minutes gone. So we're into the final quarter of this game. As Ryan Lonergan comes on for Jake Gordon. You know what? I feel like Tate McDermott could have been that man. He's obviously on, I'm assuming he's on concussion stand down. Or he is just completely injured. Mackenzie, short ball there for Rico Ioane, who's on the field. Roy Gard, dummies, puts the fend on, gets the offload to Scotty Barrett. 40 meters out, in over the top of this one is Valentini, and Valentini secures the turnover penalty. Holding on against Scott Barrett. Well, I tell you what, Scott Barrett, am I alone in thinking that Scott Barrett has had a really off game? Big homie Dave. Oh, it didn't show you as a new channel member. I'm pretty sure it did. I'm sorry if it, yeah, I apologize if I personally missed it. I'm pretty sure I shouted it out though at the time. Well, just in case it was completely missed, big homie Dave, channel member Jones, thank you so much. As the Wallabies cock up the line out. And it's cleared by Cody Taylor upfield for Dungunu to take it in the Wallabies 22. Decides to take on Artie Savia, and he's come off second best in that hit. Artie knocks him down. The Wallabies, though, still have possession. Dungunu will be okay. He's a big unit. Lonergan with the box kick. A lot of height. Not a lot of distance. And into touch it goes. Odd Poppet, ahoy mates. Speaking of channel members, Odd Poppet. Nice to see you again, buddy. And, oh, by the way, Odd Poppet, I do apologize if my naming of the Cameron Munster song led you to believe something happened to him. Poor Odd Poppet comments on the video and is like, what happened? What's happened to him? Ah, nothing. It's just a tribute song. Just outside the Wallabies 22. The All Blacks can go on the attack. Taylor to the front for Barrett. Pops it back for Taylor. And they set it up now just outside the 22 on this near touchline. Back in field for Fletcher Newell. Roygard fires the cutout pass to Lackey in midfield. Valentini's in over the top again. Solid clean out here from the Wallabies. From the All Blacks, sorry. Out the back it goes for Carter to chip through. Grubbers into the end goal. And it's grounded easily by Tane Edmund at the back for a goal line dropout. As we've got time off here, a substitute. Big homie Dave, 24, looking forward to hearing the new song that's breaking out tomorrow as the Wallabies send this one deep. Taken on halfway, and Lackey winds up with a good, strong carry. Takiaho's on for Cody Taylor. Oh, high contact there on Geordie Barrett. Poor Geordie Barrett, honestly. Has he got a target on his back tonight? Jordan fires the pass over the top for Savia. Savia steps off the left boot, back in field. They're 22 meters out. The ball spills out the back of the ruck. Will come back for the penalty. And now, surely they think about the three. the All Blacks. It's right out in front, almost on the 40-meter line. They surely think about the 3 points now in these conditions, in this game situation. Surely. Surely it's a shot at 3, you would have to think. Damian McKenzie steps up. To give the All Blacks a nice little buffer. Puts it on target. Damian McKenzie from bang in front makes it 20 points to 9. And finally, some more points here in the second half. Oh, catch you later, Chris Bradley. You're off to Sydney. Nice. Wallabies go short here with the restart. It's batted forward by... Oh, yeah, lost forward by the All Blacks. Parai Nanuku. Parai Ganuku. Spills it forward into touch as he tries to charge on that ball. I'll be in Melbourne first week in November. There'll be an announcement here on the channel. We're going to organize a hangout. I'll find a sports bar. If anyone knows any cool sports bars in Melbourne, feel free to drop it in the chat. Just somewhere that we can go hang out and have a few drinks, have a chat. And, yeah, catch up for a couple of hours. I would love to put some faces to names in the chat room. So, yeah, first week of November, I'll be down in Melbourne, and yeah, we'll organize a little hangout with the channel members. Should be fun. So yeah, Melbourne people, do let me know of any cool sports bars. Scrum down here for the Wallabies, of course. That knock on by Parai Ganuku. They're 40 meters out from the line over on that far touch. Lonergan feeds. Lonergan to Ikitau. Ikitau charges it forward. 20 points to 9. Oh, this hasn't updated again. That's lagging behind. 20 points to 9. The All Blacks lead. It'll update eventually. Edmund to Jorgensen. Gives it to Dungunu. Dungunu does well to stay in the field of play. Penalty advantage now to the Wallabies. Oh, he's a big unit, Dungunu. Edmund to Wilson. Dummies. Takes the line on. McWright scripts it up. They'll come back for the penalty. No advantage. FXT says taking Tupaia off. What the actual hell? When Tupaia, I had him pegged as man of the match if he kept going. But yes, it looks like they took Quinn Tupaia off for Rico Ioane. Fletcher Newell coming off. Tamati Williams, I think, coming off as well as the All Blacks roll out the changes. Wallabies attacking line out here. 5 meters out. The rolling maul is set. Penalty advantage as the maul collapses. 5 meters out from the line. Dungunu with the pick and go. Pollard's off the field, so there goes my multi. Ikitau to Valentini. They're getting close here, the Wallabies. Just a couple of meters out. Fresh penalty. McWright onto Tupou. Tupou, dummies. And it was all in slow motion from the big boy. Millimeters short from the line here, the Wallabies. Ikitau feels like he's placed this on the line. He's claiming it. Ikitau seems like he's claiming a try here. 66 minutes gone. This would be a big, big try. They need one. They're going to have a look. On-field decision try for Len Ikitau. On-field decision try. The TMO to confirm or deny. Checking the grounding. So it'll be this one. Ikitau with the pick and go. He's grounded it. Len Ikitau gets the try. This will surely be awarded. Len Ikitau hits back for the Wallabies. Ikitau might have just scored here. Try is awarded. Len Ikitau scores. 20 points to 14 with the kick to come. What a try from the Wallabies. Oh, the conversion. The conversion hits the post and bounces away. The missed conversion. The Wallabies holding on to a bonus point. Manuel Snow says this game is boring, not interesting. I'm enjoying it, Manuel Snow. I love the good tight grind of a tough rugby match. It's not all about tossing the ball around and scoring tries, you know. But I think that's because I was one of those big boppers. I was one of the big boys up front that just don't exist in rugby league. So I can appreciate what's going on out there. Mackenzie now goes out the back for Jordan as the All Blacks have it back on halfway. Jordan taken down. Fraser McWright's in over the top of this ball. Still there for the All Blacks, though. Bauer lays it back. Big Georgie Bauer. Mackenzie on halfway. Nice little pop ball for Tosi. Tosi sets it up in midfield for Mackenzie. Out of options. Puts the high ball up. Nobody really chasing through. An easy take at the back for Jorgensen. Mackenzie leads the chase. Nobody knew the kick was coming. Carry forward from Wilson. Quick ruck ball again here for the Wallabies. McWright charges into contact. The pick and go from Ikitau. Valentini now goes into scrum half and Tupou loses it. Backwards, says the referee. Still there for the Wallabies. Well, the standard of refereeing tonight both ways. Honestly, some questions, some questionable everything has gone on tonight. Lonergan now with the box kick. Sends it up into the All Blacks half. Taken on the full there by Carter. Sends it in field for Jordan. Jordan kicks high. Chases through his own kick. Puts pressure on. Edmund spills it forward. Oh, play on, says the referee. Why the hell not? All Blacks march over the top and win the penalty. God, this referee's useless. Knock-ons are not a thing that exists in his mind. George Alarm says Wallabies need 6 points to win the Bledisloe Cup, right? No. The Wallabies can't win the Bledisloe Cup. With the All Blacks winning last weekend, the Bledisloe Cup is secure in New Zealand for another year, regardless. But the Rugby Championship is still on the line. Whoever wins this game will temporarily, at least, go to the top of the table for the Rugby Championship, and then it will be up to South Africa and Argentina, which will be roughly half an hour after this game. We'll be back live to cover that one and find out who the winner of the Rugby Championship will be for season 2025. So if the Springboks win, they win the competition. If Argentina cause an upset, the winner of this game will more than likely be the winner of the Rugby Championship. So there's still plenty to play for. Oh, geez, Sualihi got his head in the wrong place there. Six points the difference. All Blacks got the penalty. Now, at 6 points margin, they'll surely think about the three. They are indeed. Damien McKenzie says, we'll have a shot. You know who I miss? Nigel Owens. Nigel Owens, Andre Watson, Jonathan Kaplan. Now, those were some quality referees who took no nonsense from the players. All right, Damien McKenzie to give the All Blacks a buffer going into the final 10 minutes. He puts it on target, right down the middle. Damien McKenzie with his best kick of the night to give the All Blacks more than a converted tries buffer heading into the last 10. Crucial kick. 23 points to 14 with 10 minutes to play. Wallabies go short again with the restart. Taken by Scott Barrett. Barrett hands it off. And the All Blacks drive up to halfway. Still there for the All Blacks. Just inside their own half, Roygaard sets up the box kick. Almost charged down, but he gets it into Wallabies territory. Bounces forward off Geordie Barrett. Then it's off Tate Edmund. It's loose. Knock-on advantage against the All Blacks. Still there for the Wallabies. 9 minutes to play. 23 points to 14. Flukes on the field. Robertson with the pop pass. And no advantage. We come back for the knock-on. Referee wants a scrum down here. Wallabies' feet. Nine points the difference. This is good enough for me to win my -3.5 margin. -3.5 line. Sorry. So, looking good at the moment for that one. Billy Pollard's off the field, so there'll be no chance of that one hitting. But we could still get Will Jordan as Fraser McWright leaves the field. Bledisloe Cup should be a 3-game series like it used to be. Yeah, I was never a fan when they dropped it down to the the 2 games. A 3-game series for anything is the way to go. 1 home game, one away game, 1 neutral game. Free kick here for the Wallabies. Lonergan now taps and goes quickly through the hands as Edmund wraps around the back, gives it out to the left. And James O'Connor takes it up to halfway. Quick ruck ball again. Valentini. Held up off the deck here, Valentini. Got to get to the ground. He does. Lonergan fires it down the short side. Jorgensen reaches back for a loose pass. They've done well to hold on here, the Wallabies. Valentini on halfway. Loses the ball out the front. And it is a penalty now to the All Blacks. Dangerous play. Well, I didn't see any dangerous play in there, but an illegal takeout. There we go. The referee has finally explained himself. An illegal takeout is the call. Around the ruck. Jordie Barrett snaps this one into touch. Here's a replay. Oh, yep. Okay. He's twisted the body. The roll. You can't do the roll. It used to be just a neck roll, but now they've cracked down on any sort of full body crocodile roll. And that was a clear-cut penalty. Over the top was surely not straight. Artie Savea comes away with it, though. Gets a bit isolated. Dungunu looking for the turnover. Still there, though, for the All Blacks. 22 metres out in midfield. The All Blacks looking to put the nail in here with 5 to play. Tosi carries it inside the 22. Staying on the short side. Wallabies were up quickly there. Was it a little too quick? Yes, it was. Penalty advantage for the offsides. All Blacks carry down the short side with Satiti. Wallace and Gromit Satiti. Back in field now for Bauer. Penalty advantage applies. 7 phases in. Tosi out the back. And it's spilt forward there by Ruben Love. So they'll come back for the penalty and another 3 points. Another gift 3-pointer here. Inside the 22. 15 in from touch. Oh, they're going for the corner. They're going in for the kill here. Not content with 3 more points. They are going in for the kill here. The All Blacks just want to put this to bed. They've said enough. We're happy with a 9-point lead. Even if we leak a try, we're going to back ourselves here. They are going in for the kill. 5-meter line out. Takiaho steps up. There's still time for the Wallabies if they defend this. And they steal the line out ball. Line out is stolen. Game is still on. The Wallabies have it 10 out from their own line. Lonergan fires it out into midfield for Edmund. Kick is charged down. They don't get the exit away. Jordan, wrapped up by Sualihi. Offloads out the back to nobody. McKenzie scurries back to scoop it up. 4 minutes to play. 23-14. Scott Barrett to Geordie. Out the back for Jordan. Jordan taken down by Jorgensen. And he falls awkwardly there, Will Jordan. The All Blacks going in for the kill. Satiti in front of the post. About 20 out. Ratama, dummies. Snipes around the ruck. Told to use it now. Savia goes in to play scrum half. Scotty Barrett rocked back in the tackle. He's been disappointing tonight, Scotty Barrett. Tui Pelotu with the pick and go. Wallabies in over the top of it, but still there for the All Blacks. Takiaho drives forward. 10 metres out now. Jordie Barrett down the short side. Pops it up nicely. Well defended. And they've lost the ball now. Satiti knocks it on. into the Wallabies defender. And we'll get a scrum down, 5 out. Feed for the Wallabies. 3 minutes to play. The Wallabies, they've got to get down the other end of the field. Wallace and Gromit Satiti with the knock on. And we've got an injury stoppage here. Will Jordan. Yes, I did say that Will Jordan looked a little bit rattled after that last tackle. And he has stayed down in back play. Will they take him off as a precaution? Looks like he's staying out there. Yeah, looks like he's staying out there. UFC, ahoy mates. You watched a good movie, which is a rarity nowadays. What was it? Oh, Will Jordan is going to leave the field, is he? They're trying to talk him into coming off, I think, but he's staying out there. Damian McKenzie puts this one into touch as the All Blacks have got a penalty. And a 5-meter line-out throw. Takiaho, can he get the throw right this time? Goes to the front, and it is secured by Bauer. The Wallabies drive through illegally as the maul is set. It's going backwards after that illegal drive-through, but now it gets some go forward. Artie Savea's got it. Hands it off to Simon Parker. Parker to Runnama. Geordie Barrett out the back for McKenzie. McKenzie now onto Love. Ruben Love gets on the outside, but well taken down, and the legs tackled by O'Connor. They'll come back for the penalty all the way over the other side of the field. And this is all just winding down the clock. The Wallabies are out of time. A win for the All Blacks. 5 meters out. There's time for the line out, says the referee. Oh, they can have the line out. They just get it by default from the illegal drive-through. 2 minutes left to play. Time's up for the Wallabies now officially. What would be very nice for me is if this one goes out the back to Will Jordan and he gets a try. That would be perfect for me right about now. Takiaho will go again over that far side. 5 out. The final minute of the game. They were a lot better in the second half, the All Blacks. They'll be very disappointed with their first half. Takiaho goes to the front. Uncontested to Tuipulotu. The rolling maul is set. Inside the final minute. Takiaho controls it at the back. Just waiting for his opportunity to break free. Going sideways. Now has to release it. Ratama to Barrett. Out the back for McKenzie. Loose pass. Well scooped up by Love. Love manages to burrow under the first tackle. Ratama keeps it down this near side. The crash ball from Geordie Barrett. Oh, time off. He's gone straight over the top of the Wallabies defender, who is out cold. Prone on the deck. Flat on his back. Arms out to his side. Lots of concern here around this Wallabies defender. I didn't quite catch who it was. But there's major concern here as he rocked back and he hasn't moved. Geordie Barrett on the crash ball. The defender's got his head down to the side, knocked back, and he's knocked himself out on the deck as he rocks backward. The whiplash effect. He's knocked himself out, even with the headgear on. So that just goes to show you, even with headgear, the type of contact that these players have to go through. I couldn't see. That might have been Josh Fluke in the 23. I didn't catch the number as he went flat on his back there. But yeah, lots of concern around him immediately. 20 seconds left to play. 23 points to 19. Mama was bus. Ahoy, mate. This is a dead rubber. I'll smash the Arshies at 1,700. Don't need to win with a bonus point. Freedom and Mandela Cup. And collect the Rugby Championship. Well, we will be covering the game here on the Wasted World of Sports. That will be coming up in about half an hour's time. Well, a little bit more than half an hour. It'll be coming up. South Africa versus Argentina to officially declare the winner of the Rugby Championship 2025. As off the field he comes, no surprise there, but he's up and moving. Josh Fluke, it was confirmed. Geordie Barrett ran over the top of him. And he's off the field for HIA. Blake, ahoy, mate. All right. 20 seconds to go. New Zealand, temporarily at least, go to the top of the Rugby Championship table. Scrum down for the All Blacks. 15 metres out. Ratama feeds. Big shove here from the All Blacks forwards. Big shove. It collapses. Play on, says the referee. Ratama, the crash ball to Geordie Barrett. Ioane, a couple of metres out. The pick and go here from Satiti. Satiti held up a metre short. Ratama dummies. Burrows under. And he's driven back into the field of play. Artie Savia still has it, though, for the All Blacks. Tui Pelotu. Half a metre out. Driving over now to score another try and seal the deal. Is it Big George Bauer? Or is it Takiaho? One of the big boppers has come up with a try. And it is Big Bad George Bauer. The pick and go. And George Bauer puts the exclamation mark on this second half performance. 28 points to 14. Kick to come. The All Blacks already had the Bledisloe Cup in the bag. They've now at least given themselves a chance at the Rugby Championship. It all comes down to South Africa versus the Pumas in about 40 minutes' time. We'll be starting that one. We'll be covering the game here on the Wasted World of Sports. We've got to cover it now. We've got to cover it because it's the last game of the season as Damien McKenzie fluffs another conversion. It doesn't really matter all that much at this point. New Zealand get a bonus point. Victory over the Wallabies here. 28 points to 14. I get a tick off the multi at least with the -3.5, which was ridiculous. Ridiculous odds by the bookmakers. But as I always say, I do love it when the bookmakers are giving away free money. We've got to take advantage of it when they do. So the All Blacks clean sweep the Bledisloe Cup for season 2025. They temporarily go to the top of the Rugby Championship table. A 28 points to 14 victory here over the Wallabies. So, actually, are the Wallabies now susceptible? Are they susceptible to Argentina? Because they don't get a bonus, but they are. They are. There you go. Yep. Okay. So if Argentina pull off an upset, not only would the All Blacks win the Rugby Championship for 2025, the Wallabies would be in last place, dead last. And I've got to say, they probably don't deserve it. It's been one of those years, though, where nobody probably really deserves to finish dead last 28 points to 14. The All Blacks win. Craig Howard says the Wallabies need to learn from the Kangaroos in league how to win. The Rugby League international team is far better than the Rugby Union international team. Well, there's a couple of caveats with that, Craig. There's a couple of things to really, really keep in mind. I mean, first and foremost, obviously, it's a completely different sport. State the obvious, right? So we can't really compare the two. I understand that a mindset thing, psychologically, they could learn some things about confidence and winning. And, you know, winning becomes a habit, as they say, right? Winning becomes a habit. So I understand it from that perspective. The other thing to consider, look, let's be honest. I cover Rugby League and Rugby Union here on the Waste of Water Sports. I love them both, but let's be honest. Internationally, Rugby League, even though other nations do play it, it's only really played passionately in very few nations. Australia really should be dominant in Rugby League is the point that I'm trying to make based on the scope, the global scope of the game. So, yeah, it's harsh, I will say. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's a little harsh to compare the Wallabies to the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos absolutely should have the level of success they have based on the global scope of international rugby league. Just my opinion anyway. They should never lose, really. All right, so 28 points to 14. The All Blacks temporarily go to the top of the Rugby Championship table. I will get the next stream sorted out because that will be coming up in about 30 or 40 minutes' time, thereabouts. Marmoas Bus says, give us the permutations for the Bok. Oh, well, the Springboks just have to win. Simple as that. They just have to win, and I think they will because they're clearly the best team in the world at the moment. I don't think the Springboks are going to choke. I don't think the Springboks will have any problems disposing of the Pumas here to win the 2025 Rugby Championship. Jessa Jacka, congratulations to the All Blacks. Is it a successful season for the All Blacks this year like that? No, definitely not. I think the standard that the All Blacks set for themselves traditionally, they don't want to lose anything. They suffered a loss to Argentina. They got belted in a record score by South Africa. Yeah, I don't think they're not going to win the Rugby Championship. Not likely to win the Rugby Championship. They've given themselves a chance. I can't see the Springboks choking and losing the game to the Pumas. I just can't see it happening. Aussie John says, Dan, what happens if Los Pumas upset the Springboks? Well, the All Blacks would win the Rugby Championship. And the Wallabies would finish dead last. The Pumas would rise from the bottom of the table and overtake the Wallabies. But we'll find out in about half hour's time. We'll be back. Yeah, so I'll set up the stream now. It doesn't exist at the moment, but I guarantee you that I'm doing it. So I will go set that up now, create the thumbnail, and place my bets and everything like that. And we'll be back, in about 30 or 40 minutes' time. Springboks versus the Pumas at Twickenham. A nice little neutral venue for that one. So we'll check that out. The Springboks just have to win, and they win the Rugby Championship. If they somehow find a way to lose, the Rugby Championship will go to New Zealand for 2025. Thank you so much for your company here on this one. If you've enjoyed hanging out with me, we do this all the time. Rugby League, Rugby Union, cricket, Formula One, pro wrestling. We cover a lot of stuff here on the Waste of Water Sports, so do feel free to hit that subscribe button to follow along each and every week with myself and the rest of the team here at the Waste of Water Sports. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys in about half hour's time, thereabouts. Springboks, Argentina coming up. Cheers. It's pretty hardcore.